Yes, we made it. We made it. It is the solstice. Happy solstice, everyone. Well, happy birthday to all of my Capricorn people. Welcome to Capricorn season. This is a time. What a time it is. You know, we made it through the longest night of the year, and we are on the upswing at this point, unless you are in the southern hemisphere, in which case, sorry about you. You're in the summertime, and the days are gonna get shorter, but we are at this major turning point, and to see folks moving out of Sagittarius, so not just the sun, but also Venus is moving out of Sagittarius and into Capricorn this week, looks like there's an emphasis on practicality. What's really real? What can stand the pressure? Can you stand the pressure? That is the question. And so, you know, Capricorn is not a particularly comfortable place. It's kind of rugged. We could think about goats. You could think about how goats will eat a goddamn tire if you let them, and they will enjoy it, right? Something about the bitterness and the rugged nature of that really empowers the goats who want to get on top of stuff. They're very ambitious, these goats, right? You can't stop them from climbing things and trying to ascend and trying to get something going, and they kind of butt heads sometimes, right? There's something scrappy about Capricorn. And so that placement looks like is really on this week. And you know, it's a lot of malefic energy in the space. We got Saturn ruling that Capricorn, and we have Mars there in Capricorn. That's both of the no-no boys. Those are the ones who create discomfort and tension and stuff like this. Now, the thing about that is that they together can show you what's really going to survive, and that ability to survive is what the wintertime is, right? The wintertime is this test of endurance. Can you make it through the cold and the dark nights and all of that kind of thing, right? Capricorn is going to help us to get on that path toward practical survival and tough skin, ruggedness, an exterior that doesn't immediately allow intruders. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Zamboni. If you want a reading, you can go to zambonifunk.com. If you want to learn how to do astrology, you can go to zambonifunk.com. I promise there's new music on the way. In January, it looks like it's going to come out. I am very excited. It sounds great. This week, with Mars and Sun and Venus all in Capricorn, Saturn is really kind of the boss here. You know, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is currently at the end of Pisces, hanging out with Neptune. Now, the thing about Saturn ruling the roost at this point is that Saturn is kind of confused about what is possible. Now, Saturn's job is to speak to tangibility. What is actually going to survive the pressure of being real in the world? So we can think about, in order to stand up, you need skeleton, you need bones in order to do that. You need some kind of structure so that you don't just flop and slide down into the ground, right? Or in the way that a liquid or water or something like that would, right? Or air is not particularly strong and vital, right? The breath of life is very important, but it's not the thing that gets you up and withstanding the pressure of being alive, right? Saturn is the one who provides that structure. Saturn, at the end of Pisces, is hanging out with Neptune. Neptune's job is to dissolve everything. It's Neptune. I sometimes talk about Neptune as the wellspring of dreams, right? So it's this idea that ideas are so malleable. You can think about being in a dream state, and everything changes all the time. It's like you look in the mirror and you're not you, and then you look away and look in the mirror and you see a different image, not even the same image that you saw before. That kind of thing is what Neptune represents, right? So to see Saturn and Neptune together at the end of Pisces, and pretty soon we'll see them conjunct in the beginning of Aries, proposes this question, what is really real? Are you sure that what's real is real? It turns into Morpheus, you know, what is real to you? Is it a series of electrical signals interpreted by your brain? Is that what you think real is? You know, that sort of situation is the kind of thing that Saturn and Neptune have going on here. And so to see that ruling all of this Capricorn stuff looks to me, and I really like Mars in Capricorn. Mars is exalted in Capricorn. Mars is the planet of action and doing shit. Getting stuff done is a big thing for Mars. And so, and the Sun and Venus, they're also there in Capricorn feeling scrappy. You know what I mean? Capricorn is not particularly comfortable, but Capricorn is very scrappy, very practical, very it doesn't have to be comfortable for me to handle my business. I got shit to do and I'm doing that shit. Capricorn is really good at doing that kind of thing and kind of not giving a fuck what you think about it. I like that about Capricorn for sure. Mars in Capricorn is extremely aggressive, and especially Mars in Capricorn there with the Sun. So the Sun is the authoritative one, right? Like the king, the one who is actually in charge, actually the center of everything. Mars loves to think about being the center of everything. We can think about Mars as ruling Aries and being, Aries is the springtime, right? So when the very first shoots come up, then it's like, oh, the party can start. I'm here because it's me. I'm gonna do it, right? So, and Aries always wants to go first in this kind of thing, right? Mars is that one. And so Mars, together with the Sun in Capricorn, looks like it is going to be a little bit pushy, right? Going to feel some of those things, going to feel some of the aggression of that, especially since Mars and Venus are both underneath the beams of the Sun, which is to say that you can't see them in the sky. It's the same phenomenon as during the daytime you can't see the stars. It's not because the stars aren't there, it's because the Sun is too bright and you can't see the stars under the skirts of the Sun, the radiant skirts of the Sun, as it were. So that is hard on a planet for the most part, especially Venus. Venus is not particularly strong in Capricorn. Venus isn't a problem in Capricorn. I actually like Venus in Capricorn pretty well, but underneath the beams of the Sun, Venus is not going to be able to do the Venus things, the cooperation, the joy, the things feeling really delightful and feeling really cooperative and soft and smooth and delicious and all the Venus things. That sort of stuff is kind of drained right now. We don't get a lot of that. We can't see Venus right now. And so there's this sense of oh, what are we going to do about it? And is the Venus stuff really possible? Mars is also under the beams of the Sun, but Mars is exalted in Capricorn, and so not subject to the same difficulty as that. And so we're going to get a lot of Mars. It's going to be a lot of Mars in the spot. And that Mars is ruled by Saturn. And so it's pretty malefic. So the thing about this is thinking with the long term, it's not just about, so that, scrappy is it's ready for a certain amount of tension and fighting and this kind of thing, right? But it's not just about right now. Scrappiness is about surviving for the long term. And that's really, whenever we're looking at Saturn stuff, then that's going to be the play, is thinking about the long term. How do we make it to the long term? How do I make sure that I get myself into the deep future? That's what Saturn is going to be working on, and that's the project that Mars, who is doing Saturn things in Capricorn, Saturn sign, is going to be interested in. And so this is a really good time to handle that. Now, we still have Mercury in Sagittarius square to Saturn, so there's still going to be trouble, conflict, difficulty with the communications, and Mercury square Saturn or Mercury square Neptune, that looks like it might get a little deceptive. It might get the information wrong and this kind of thing, right? So there's still problems in that area. The good news is that Mars is ready to solve the problems. This week, it's a very good idea to deputize that Mars toward actually solving problems. Mars in Capricorn is very aggressive. It's going to want to fight. It's going to want to, I really like Mars in Capricorn, and I sometimes underestimate how aggressive it can be. It is very in your face and wants to fight about it. So a really good question to ask this week is it worth fighting? Especially since the Venus is not in good position to smooth things out at the end of it. How important is this fight to long-term survival? Does this fight take me? If the fight does take you towards long-term survival, then fuck them up. But if it doesn't, think with your long-term strategy here.